Shoulder blade pain is a really common issue, and it is affecting more and more people as the years go by, because more and more people are spending time on devices looking forward and effectively weakening that area of our body. Today what I'm going to cover essentially is a great stretch for that area and a great strengthening activity for that area. And in particular, I'm focusing a little bit more on a muscle called the rhomboid. Now the rhomboid, or the rhomboids as they're known, are a muscle that come from the spine and connect to the shoulder blades. So the back of the spine here, between T2 and T5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, T2, T3, T4, T5, the rhomboids attach from here over to the shoulder blade. So really what they're doing is they are stabilizing the shoulder blade and keeping it from flaring out too much. It's a common cause of pain, rhomboid pain though, just because, as I said a moment ago, so many times we're spending too much time forward and round. So let's focus in on the rhomboids and how to stretch and strengthen them. What I also want to point out is, so with the rhomboids, they can refer pain. So we can have pain referral from the rhomboid area right out into the outer shoulder, into the neck, and even a little bit down into the middle part of your back. And the rhomboid is receiving its nerve supply, so its innervation, its power, from the base of the neck, actually, from the dorsal scapular nerve, which is in the mid to lower part of the neck. So if we have problems in our neck as well, again, common with the postural strain of today, that can be a predisposition to ultimately ending up with that shoulder blade weakness, which can lead to disability and pain in the rhomboid area. So let's get into it. Let's actually go over, first of all, a great stretch that you can do for that area. Now with the stretch and with the strengthening activity, bear in mind, it's difficult to isolate just that one muscle, the rhomboid. So it's that general area in the stretch, and that's that general area with the strengthening activity, but strengthening and stretching the general area will provide great benefit. So let's get into it just now. So a fantastic stretch for that rhomboid area is to put your arm onto a table like that, then bend backwards, put your bottom towards your heels, then lean around. So I'm rotating and I'm pushing my arm into the table as leverage, and then I'm rotating effectively like I'm trying to lift my left side up to the sky. I can feel that all through this area. Now you need to play around a little bit with your angles potentially, but it's a fantastic stretch. I'll show you from this side. So I'm like this, I'm putting my backside backwards, and then I'm leaning down and around. And I really, if I apply the pressure into the table and I drop my weight down, it amplifies it. So weight down and around. And it's a great stretch all through those rhomboid area, or that shoulder blade rhomboid area. Doing that stretch, I suggest that you do it and try and hold it for about 15 seconds each side, and repeat each side twice. And getting in the habit of doing that, I mean, there's no harm in doing it regularly. You don't have to wait till you feel pain. You can just do it as a regular routine. Feels fantastic bringing that mobility into the shoulder area, shoulder blade area. You also feel good because your whole rib cage feels a little more mobilized and a little bit more give in there, rather than often feeling very stiff and immobile. So that's a great stretch to incorporate. You don't need an actual, chiro table. You can just do this on a bench at home. You can do it on your bed. You can do it on your couch. You definitely don't need a specific table like this. This is just what happens to be here. So to demonstrate how to activate that muscle group, bring some strength in there, well, effectively that muscle group is stabilizing our shoulder blade against our rib cage, but it's also the muscles in through the back here. They are helping to pull our arm backwards. So anything that activates an arm backward movement is going to use your shoulder girdle muscles behind you, rhomboid being one of those. So I'll show you one of the easy things that you can do, and you can do it with a kettlebell. You can do this with a dumbbell, Or if you're at home, you could do it with some stuff at home that's heavy or as heavy as you can handle. So you really just bend, keep a straight spine. You put one hand on a bench to stabilize, and then you just lift up. Hold at the top and down. Lift up. Good to hold for a count of 3. Down. Lift up. Hold for a count of 3 and down. So that single arm rowing motion, you could do it both arms if you didn't hold onto a table. So you had two weights and you were just neutral spine and just straight up. You can do that as well. I just demonstrated a single arm one. It's probably better to start with a single arm one and have some stability with your other hand. And really important is to pause at the top, pause and just squeeze and get that 3-second squeeze at the top. It really will help. I recommend doing 10 each side and trying to go through that 3 times with a gap in between. So it might sound like a lot, but 10, then think I've got a gap, rest. Maybe it's a minute of rest. 10, minute of rest, 10. Getting into the regular routine of doing that, it's going to help your posture, it's going to help your shoulder blades, you're just going to benefit. You know, you're going to look better and feel better. And we all want to look better and we all want to feel better. Wherever you are, I hope you've found some use in what I've covered today. If you have any questions, please comment and I will do my best to get back to you with my thoughts. Cheers.